Last night, we showed you footage that was horrifying. You often hear the phrase, footage that should shock our conscience. This was footage that should shock our consciences. It was pictures of a man being dragged out of his pickup truck in downtown Portland, Oregon, and beaten. It was horrifying. Here's part of it.
Back up, back up, bro. Back up, bro. Sit down, sit down. Bro, sit the down. Sit the down. Hey, bro, you're not leaving, bro. You're not going nowhere. Hey, put your down. Sit your down, bro. Hey, chill, 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 chill. Chill, chill. You talking about?
So we have two new pieces of news to add to this story tonight. The first is that police say they've identified the man they believe did it. He's 25 years old. His name is Marquise Love. Investigators are trying to find him. So far, they haven't. The second thing we know is that the victim apparently is out of the hospital. We don't know any details about his condition or he have long-term effects from what they did to him. It's hard to believe he won't. Of course, as we find more, we'll bring it to you. Drew Hernandez was there and shot the video that we showed you last night. He's the host of the YouTube show Lives Matter, and we're happy to have him on tonight. Drew, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Tucker.
Give us context for this. That's the part that's missing in my mind. How and why did they target this guy?
So this deserves context because Black Lives Matter was holding a rally in front of the Justice Center this night, and the guest speaker was Letha Winston, and she had some pretty dangerous rhetoric. You covered it, I think, last night. The stuff she was saying she believes that police should be electrocuted, that she wished that police would have been strangled by their umbilical cords when they were babies. She was saying that they're at war with America, and she did say very clearly that she's ready to, by any means necessary, achieve the mission and her goal of justice. So that was the rhetoric about maybe an hour before this took place. And it's pretty dangerous. And I think that we're starting to see that at these rallies, there's rhetoric that's influencing the actions of some pretty dangerous and violent people that are attending the Black Lives Matter rallies.
I bet you $20 that woman went to Oberlin. They're all from entitled backgrounds. So the guy who is accused by police, or who police believe did this, Marquise Love, do we know anything about him, why he did this?
Well, the way that it started was in front of the Justice Center, in front of the courthouse. He was one of them. There was two other Black Lives Matter advocates, protesters. They actually started to feel threatened by some other white young man that they were claiming was filming them. So they started escorting him away from the Justice Center in front of the 7-Eleven where you see all the videos. And when they started chasing that guy down, they actually assaulted him first, and then a trans woman that defended him got physically assaulted. They robbed her, took her stuff, took her backpack, and then they started beating and teeing off on her in front of 7-Eleven. And then finally, the man that we all see on the video getting kicked in the head, which by the way was recorded by Kaylin Delmita, my good friend on Scriber News, that video that you guys see, that individual was actually defending the trans woman. And then their anger from the Black Lives Matter activists then turned on him. And what you see in the video is exactly what happened. A lot of people, you know, hard left individuals, I would say Antifa and even radical Black Lives Matter militants in Portland right now are trying to take to Twitter and say that this guy was a white supremacist and he was there to run over black people. Total lie, fake news. These people are liars. That's not what took place. He was actually defending a trans woman, and they did what they did to him. That's what happened. It's
just beyond. And I'm grateful that you were there and that you can clear this up firsthand. Drew Hernandez, thanks so much. I hope you come back.
Thank you, Tucker.